duck with like a pompadour haircut.
Yeah.
But then there's Weed Cat. Weed Cat is the one that seems to have captured the imagination of the internet.
Yes. Is he marijuana? Is he like marijuana?
It's a green cat.
It's a grass type cat. It's a grass type cat, and basically there's been artwork that's been showing up with it like as a blunt.
Nice. It's gonna be everybody's new favorite. We're talking about a new Pokemon game that was announced.
I mean, I'll have to wait until I see like their final forms, but I usually go with a fire type.
You tell a lot by somebody by their type, right?
I either go grass or water type.
Gomer, it's okay. You don't have to pretend to know about Pokemon.
I know Pikachu.
You're too old for it.
How is he too old for it? He's the same age as me.
You're too old for it. I was a kid though when these games first came out, and so like I've grown up with Pokemon.
Yeah, quit with your ageism, Taylor.
Oh, you old farts! You don't have to.
I mean,
I was the appropriate age demographic for Pokemon when it originally came out.
So was my brother.
Stop gatekeeping Pokemon, man.
But I had to learn to play Pokemon with my brother.
I'm just fucking around.
Okay, no, David, I do know actually does like Pokemon, so he's cool. But Gomer, don't you pretend, okay?
I'm not. Yeah, I never really got into Pokemon. Even though, anybody can get into Pokemon at any.
I mean, have you seen some of the people that play Pokemon Go? They're like grandparents.
Fair enough, but
the ones who need the exercise.
I'm not gonna be that guy, right? Who says like, enjoy what you want to enjoy. That's good. That's great.
Yes.
But
don't
I happen to know that you personally are not into Pokemon, so I'm trying to relieve you of the burden of pretending like you care here.
No, I back you 100%. No fronting. I ain't fronting. Hey, it's the pre-show, everybody. How's it going? This is where we talk about what we're going to do on the show. We've talked about the new Cold War and Pokemon. Segment 1, we'll just talk about whatever's going on this week. And then there's a lot of hard-hitting news this week, gentlemen. ComiXology update. Not really. A new writer on the most popular comic book in the world. Fantastic Four Full Circle has some preview pages with that Alex Ross art. Valiant
sweet Alex Ross.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Tori Amos's Little Earthquakes. I know.
Tori Amos as in the singer?
The singer. Yes. I know. It sounds weird.
That's a name I haven't heard in a very long time.
All right. It'll be interesting to see how you tie this in for us here.
It's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool news. Venus is coming back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Tom Taylor made a new announcement. There's a video game crossover with Marvel. DC ripped off Marvel, and Moon Girl gets a series that's not the series. Aquaman's getting a new series. Ant-Man's getting a new series. Human Target's got some news.
Man, we got a full.
It's a
full
plethora.
Here, yeah.
It's a plethora. A bunch of food news. Adam's not here again. So
on special assignment.
Moment of Destruction. But I will mention the news that we have from the Moment of Destruction because it was awesome.
Is it something that I know about?
Oh, it's something everybody knows about. If you don't know by now, sell that rock you're living under because it's probably going to go for, $250,000.
All right.
Anything else we want to add to the agenda?
No, man. Even if I wanted to, that's already like way too much.
It is stacked. So, we're going to talk about a whole lot of shit. So let's do it.
Ooh, yeah!
Do it.
Rises to the top.
Bunch of goddamn nerds.
Nerds!
That one makes me laugh every time. Goodman, more like great, man. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. It's another episode of This Geek in Comics Outward Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
Gomer, a.k.a. David, and Taylor on his house.
Idly ho.
Kizzy ho.
Had a good week. Free Guys on Disney Plus and HBO somehow, which I guess makes sense. It's awesome. It's really good. I had a fun time with this.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid movie. I think I mentioned at the time that this is one of those movies where like I was impressed by how tight the plot was.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
Well, like they tried harder than they really needed to.
Yeah, they tried way harder.
I have not seen this yet.
It's pretty solid.
It's pretty good. It's basically Grand Theft Auto, but one of the NPCs becomes sentient, and then drama ensues and hilarity. So yeah,
well, with Ryan Reynolds, hilarity always ensues.
Oh yes, he plays the same character. He's either Deadpool, he's different degrees of Deadpool in every movie he's ever in.
Or Van Wilder playing Deadpool.
No, Van Wilder's like Deadpool 3 out of 3. You know, Deadpool's Deadpool out of 10, and then this is probably Deadpool at a 6.5, 7 sometimes maybe.
Well, but, like a polite, conscientious Deadpool, though, worth pointing
out. Sure. Well, I think Deadpool has his moments.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. I also watched, and oh man, it's Genius, the documentary about Kanye West that Kanye West doesn't want anyone to watch. It's amazing. All right, I don't care what you think about Kanye as an artist or a persona. He's legit like this is like a huge open window into the rise of a star. You know.
I mean, whatever else you want to say about Kanye, yes, he is a very dominant figure in the zeitgeist, you know? Yeah, I don't know many people who, don't know Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't know Kanye, I still think you get something. Oh, shut up, Dave. Yeah, Andy, thanks for stopping by, buddy. We appreciate it, as always. But
Kanye,
okay. It was a fun
Kanye West
of time.
To the tulpa.
Yeah. He was almost president of the United States, okay?
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he only received like a few thousand more votes than I did in the last election.
See? But... He did way better than you.
I guess.
What did you guys do this week? Anything worth?
I've been having a power D&D weekend where I played last few days.
My birthday was Friday, so I went and saw a movie.
Happy birthday.
What'd you see?
I went and saw Studio 666.
Oh, man. See, everyone's saying, it bombed at the theaters. Dude, this movie cost like 50 cents to make this movie.
It was. Okay. You remember them bad movies from the 70s and 60s where it was just basically the band would be followed around with cameras and try to have a plot?
Yeah.
This is basically that, except for it's a horror theme one.
I heard it's like an episode of Scooby-Doo meets like B horror from the 80s.
It does have a very Scooby-Doo vibe to it, but like Dave Grohl is chainsawing people in half, and Lionel Richie shows up. So
like the actual Lionel Richie?
The actual Lionel Richie.
Now see, I don't know what it's about. I only ever heard of it for the first time like yesterday.
It seems like a blast.
The Foo Fighters are trying to put together a 10th album, and they want it to be special, so they go to record in a place that's apparently possessed by demons. Dave Grohl gets possessed by a demon. And
that sounds nothing like your initial description of what this movie was.
No, it's got this B horror. I haven't seen it, but everything I've read.
You made it sound like it was like Meet the Beatles, but that's nothing at all like where we ended up here.
Well, see those movies back in the day with the Beatles were almost kind of like had this mockumentary feel, but they still had like a plot to them.
Yeah, and this is
it was very odd. Those Beatles movies are very, very odd.
Very odd, yes.
But this did try to emulate those at least to an extent.
There was a feel of that, but it had this like very 80s horror vibe to it.
Yeah.
I mean, like very early the early movies of like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, it had that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. I'm just a big fan of Dave Grohl.
He's great.
He seems like a pretty cool guy, yeah.
He seems like a really, really cool guy. I just want to hang out and
relatively down to earth too.
Yeah, and don't mention anything about Nirvana around him, or he'll get mad.
Oh, I have heard that he doesn't like talking. Would you?
No.
Yeah, if you had a job that was like the best job ever, and then it just ended in the worst way it could possibly end, I'd be a little hesitant to want to relive those golden days, But yeah, that's good. Good week. Man, let's get into news. We got so much. Some days I'd rather just sit here and bullshit.
And now here's Goma with a full plate of news.
Full plate. An update to what we reported on last week.
Adam is taking up arms and joining the Ukrainian
Yeah, that's why Adam's not here.
He's on special assignment.
He's in the Ukraine.
Man, that is some hardcore shit Adam's getting into.
Yeah, dude. But ComiXology did have an update. They went ahead. They basically merged with Amazon's Kindle Reader. Everyone hates it like a whole lot. After more than a week, and it's been reported because Amazon really doesn't put out these numbers. But it's been reported that they have a huge loss in comic sales on the app. Amazon released a statement that basically just said, "Sorry, but
your books are coming from China."
We aren't really gonna fix it. We're not really gonna do shit. If we do, it'll be whenever we get around to it."
And now we are witnessing the death of the digital age of comic books.
No, I don't know about that. Something is going to come in and take its place.
But
Amazon might not be in the mood to actually deliver comics in a genuine way. But if we can see the big change that happened last year and the year before in terms of paper distribution, there are platforms that can handle every indie publisher, every small publisher, every Marvel, every DC. They can handle it, and it's just a matter of putting them over there. I would actually much rather see Marvel, DC, Image, these companies just stick to having their own thing where you pay them directly and then download the book. It's kind of a pain in the ass having all these different readers, but if it was me, that's the sort of platform I would be working toward, being able to purchase directly from Marvel, DC, and Image and everybody else, but having it all on one app. And, I know that basically just sounds like a PDF reader, but maybe like a smart PDF reader. Either way, shit's changing, and not for the best.
True enough.
That's all I got. I just wanted to update that because they did say something. We do have a new writer. Your new Batman writer is Chip Zdarsky.
What?
Yeah.
Well, this is very welcome news.
Very good news.
Yeah.
They announced this at Comics Pro. As of issue number 125, the team is Chip and Jorge Jimenez, and that's a great choice.
Yeah, that is that's some good good creative energy going on there. Yeah.
Yep. Chip always having fun in his newsletter. He said he's in it for the long haul or until DC recognizes their mistake. He said he's been cooking up plans that will be felt through all the Bat titles, which is also very exciting.
Do you think he'll clean a little bit of the house?
No, I don't think he has to clean any of the house. I think the one thing that Batman has going for it is all of the co-stars, villains, and his friends, his pals, his cohorts, whatever. So I don't think it matters how many you have or how many you don't have show up. Anytime somebody makes a new thing for Batman, it's always something a writer can just have in their back pocket and pull out whenever they have a good idea. And I think Batman needs that because one of the greatest writers in history, Mark Waid. To say what you want about him, he is one of the greatest comic book writers in history. Messaged Chip, and Chip shared it on his newsletter. Your Bat news is good, well deserved. Don't let the fact intimidate you, and this is 100% true, that more stories have been told about Batman than about any other character in the history of the written word.
Yeah.
Confident that won't weigh on your mind in the least as you work month after month to come up with new, fresh plots. What an asshole. But yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm sure they're just ribbing each other. I actually just reminded of back a few years ago when Chip was starting his Daredevil run and Tom King was still writing Batman. They had a Twitter exchange where Chip just said, if I was writing Batman, and whoa, foresighted there, I would have him face his greatest enemy, the Joker. And then Tom King responded, if I was writing Daredevil, I'd write about him being sad and stuff. Yeah. Which that was a pretty good back and forth
because thing. That's it. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, it is ultimately what a lot of these things boil down to. In all the runs, every writer feels like they've got to do their take on the Joker. Do I think that Chip necessarily needs to do that? No, that is probably.
Why would you not want to?
I would be curious to see Chip's take on the Joker, but then again, we've seen enough of the Joker. We could maybe
That's easy for us to say, and I 100%
Batman and the Joker are going to spoon.
Here's my favorite quote from Chip's announcement. I know this is usually the point when a new writer proclaims their love for the character, blah, blah, love them since I was a kid, blah, blah, huge responsibility, etc. but it's Batman. Of course, I love him. I don't take this gig lightly, but at the same time, I kind of do. I'm having a lot of fun writing these issues and these characters, and that's the lightly here. I'm writing stories with a smile on my face. I'm writing stories for my brother who loves this character too. It's Batman. If I can't have fun writing Batman, my brain is broken. So that's all I care about.
Yeah,
Use
I think that's
Two-Face, use Joker, use I don't care.
I mean, I
If
think
you're
that's a
having
healthy
fun, I
attitude to
think I'm gonna
approach,
have
you know,
fun.
like,
Yeah.
you know, I think approaching it like the way that like your kid self would enjoy reading it. I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to drop July 5th with Tomei Mori on colors. Failsafe is the team's 6-issue debut arc. Bruce Wayne is having nightmares of a future he can't stop, but he may not make it to that future. He's going to make it, y'all. Spoiler alert. As a startling enemy from Batman's past has one relentless goal: to end Batman no matter what it takes.
Kite Man, hell yeah.
Yes, Condiment King.
I mean, those aren't even the most ridiculous ones he could pull, honestly. But
Egghead came over from the 66, you know?
yeah.
Uh,
But no, I mean, Chip Zdarsky is a writer you trust, you know?
yeah. The last note I have on this, DC appears to have been blindsided by James Tynian's departure from this. They had no backup plan at all. Their backup plan was basically the same thing they do for all of our books. Put Williamson on it until we figure it out.
Man, hats off to Williamson for
sure.
being there in the clutch when they really need him.
He's in
And
my,
his Abyss run right now has been pretty solid.
He's in my top 3 this week. You know, just saying. Maybe an honorable mention. I have to double check. But anyway, yeah, so that's good news. Look forward to that. We're definitely going to talk about it when it comes out. I can't fucking wait. You know, you wanted to get me to read it. Tom Taylor. If you're going to do Tom Taylor, Chip fucking Zdarsky. Yes, I will read it. I'm reading
I'm still
his The
hoping
Night,
for Tom
and it's
Taylor
great.
on Justice League.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm thinking Williamson's going to go there now that he's off Batman and we know he's doing Dark Crisis, which is basically a Justice League event. It's really feeling like he's the guy for Justice League.
Oh, maybe. He'd do a good job, I think.
Yeah. That being said, because we all were predicting Tom Taylor on Justice League, this does open up things that Taylor can pick up. I mean, he's going to continue Nightwing. We know he's going to continue Son of Kal-El. He has his options open. He could just grab whatever he wants. And that's good news. That's just more books I'm going to get from DC. Moving on, Full Circle. If you haven't heard of this is Alex Ross's written and drawn original graphic novel spotlighting the Fantastic Four. And he's got a new art style that he's sort of showing off for this.
It looks really good, but it has like kind of like that
I love it.
classic color of comic.
It looks like Decorum, dude.
Yeah.
From Hickman.
Well, that is a
kinda
lovely
does
2-page
have
spread
that.
right there.
Yeah.
At first, this kind of looks like someone who's like imitating Alex Ross's work,
Sure.
but I mean, you can tell when, like, especially on that last page when we saw on the cover, right, the zoomed in on the Thing's face, you can definitely tell that's him.
Yeah, even though the color palettes are just a little bit off. It's almost like he's undershadowing things and then using different colors for those shadows, for that shading.
Alex
This is
Ross
just
has
perfect.
discovered cell shading.
Yeah, Alex Ross has discovered the computer. I mean, look at that. That is
Oh
beautiful.
wow.
That is beautiful work, dude. I love the colors he's using on this. Like how this panel on the right-hand page is all blue, the first panel. And then
Yeah.
it sort of shifts into that green. Oh, that's just gorgeous work. Here's
I
the
really
final-
like how he's kind of using like the Kirby era like spaceship design
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let me read you what he said on the website. This is revisiting a classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby story from the 60s and introduces the storyline for a new generation of readers. So, yes, he's writing this, he's drawing this, but he's taking inspiration from Master Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, which is weird to say because he in himself has reached almost, I mean, not in terms of like creating characters, right? In terms of just artwork. Alex Ross is up there, dude.
Oh yeah, man, he's on the Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, not in terms of creating characters. All right. Jack Kirby is still, the greatest comic book creator.
He's pretty unimpeachable in that regard. Yeah.
But yeah, Alex Ross is the shit. The regular edition for that out August 2nd. It's available for pre-order at bookstores right now. So look for that.
Barnes and Noble, kids.
Yeah, Barnes and Noble or your Amazon, your aforementioned online retailer. Quick here: Shadow Man, Punk Mambo, Eternal Warrior, Dr. Mirage, and a new character, or at least one that's not, are coming out for Book of Shadows. This is a new Valiant comic that's coming out this year.
So essentially, all of the Valiant characters that deal with some element of horror.
Yeah, all the magic-y, supernatural-y folks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not supernatural, but I am a little natural. And then the Living
All
Weapon
natural.
Breakout. Yeah, that's going to come out in July. The new team comes out in July, and then Living Weapon Breakout of the Top Secret Facility. A nanite-infused super soldier Bloodshot must journey across the United States to stop these twisted and lethal creations. That looks fun. That looks like it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, that looks nice.
John Davis Hunt becomes Bloodshot Unleashed. It's a Denise Camp and artist John Davis Hunt. Sorry. And then finally, we got a new EXO dropping this year, too. Eric of Dacia is EXO Man of War, a relentless and brave warrior. If you don't know who EXO is by now, just never mind.
Becky Cloonan is on this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad are joined by artist Liam fucking Sharp.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. They're not fucking around, all right? There's been a lot of bitching in the Valiant forums for the past couple of weeks because Valiant went all in on NFTs. NFTs might as well be a 4-letter fucking word with the bunch of people I hang out with because people just hate them, right? But it's kind of twofold for Valiant because not only are they like, oh, we're pushing NFTs, we're pushing them really hard. They're not really putting out any comics. They're putting out like 3 comics a month, right?
Yeah.
And they're just okay. They're just okay. But then getting back to the arguably their 3 biggest characters, and not that Shadow Man or Eternal Warrior or Dr. Mirage, on that team book, but Cullen Bunn leaning into it after his Shadow Man run, which has been pretty good, is a good idea. But Bloodshot and maybe not Ninjak, but there is a Ninjak book out, right? So it's great that they're bringing back.
Well, I would
the
consider,
big 3 that they've got.
Yeah, I would consider Bloodshot and Exo Manowar to be part of that big trinity. Ninjak is the 3rd member of that trinity.
For sure. I
Now,
like Ivar Time Traveler, man.
Now, back in the day when they had like Magnus Robot Fighter and stuff,
they still have that. They could still release that, dude. They could do that. I don't know why.
I thought they lost the rights to that. There's like,
I think they still have that.
Dr. Solar.
Oh yeah, maybe that went away with the Gold Key shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You might be right. Dynamite, I think, has the license for that right now. Anyway, yeah, those are coming out later this year. Tori Amos's Little Earthquakes. It's the 30th anniversary, and it's getting a comic from Z2 Comics. Z2 does this a lot, right?
Yeah, Z2 is also putting out the next last podcast on the left comic book.
Yes,
yeah,
they are. So the reason we bring this up actually is because this is going to have stories from Bilquis Evely, Margaret fucking Atwood, Colleen Doran, Leah Moore, David Mack, and Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had me at Colleen Doran, but yeah,
right?
It's just me.
I know, dude. This is an all-star cast of writers chiming in on. Honestly, I mean, you want to get into the whole, angsty girl stuff. This is the shit. I love this shit.
So is this supposed to be like each of the stories that these writers are writing is like tied in with a song on this album or something?
It's looking like that.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around graphic album,
Yeah, it seems like that's the way it's going to be. A graphic novel adaptation of the album, 24 stories based on a combination of the album's 12 main tracks and 12 B-sides. So there you go. It is basically a graphic representation of an audible medium. It's MTV for books. The book is set for release in September.
Until they stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Until they stop playing music videos.
Yeah. So Neil Gaiman alone is enough for me to jump on that. Venus, the very first female Ninja Turtle, is coming back.
Well, is she making her debut in the actual mainline series?
In the comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't followed Ninja Turtles a whole lot in the early books, so I didn't know if she was.
I don't think she's
in
ever
there
been introduced in the
in the
comics.
mainline
Correct me if
story.
I'm wrong. Wasn't she introduced in like a live action TV series from
Yes.
about 20,
Yes.
30 years ago?
Yeah, she
She
was
was in the
introduced in the
90s.
live action Ninja Turtle series that had the crossover with the Power Rangers.
That's right.
The Fox series.
Yeah, she preceded Janika by over 2 decades. So yeah, there you go. That's going to be in issue 127.
But they Frankensteined her. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to
Yeah,
be.
I don't think she had any like undead qualities to her, if I remember the show correctly.
Because
Yeah.
she's.
Well, they're not going to spoil it. They don't
She
wanna
did-
spoil the
I
story.
remember that she did magic. I remember like whenever like there was an episode of it, either Donatello would do some science bullshit to solve the problem, or she would do some magic bullshit to solve the problem.
she
Well,
was.
that's awesome.
She was trained by like a mystic order of monks or something.
Oh, dude, that sounds rad. It looked like she got some tech on her shell though, so I don't know. But look at her hand; she definitely has some magic going on there.
Yeah, but she's got. But it looks like she's been like Frankensteined out of other mutants.
Man, that'd be freaking awesome. I don't know if y'all know what's going on right now, but like there was a bomb and people turned into
Yeah.
mutants, and
Yeah, there's a
shit's
whole
going
section.
down.
A whole section of New York City's been cordoned off because people have become mutants. But life is kind of turned into a normal life for the turtles. They have relationships. There's a battle of the bands with Bebop and Rocksteady.
It's fucking rad, dude.
There's
It's so fun.
there's another girl turtle, but she's
Yeah.
like a kid.
Janika.
No, not Janika.
Oh, the other one.
Violet.
Yeah, Violet. Violet, right?
Yeah, she's
Yes.
like a child, but she's
I'm
like an
I'm like
albino.
15 issues behind, but I am caught up past 100. You know where
Yeah,
everything awesome happened, and
but
yeah.
she actually her older self comes back in time to help the turtles out. She steals like the time traveler staff and all that to come back in
wild.
time.
It's
It's
wild
crazy,
stuff, dude.
but
Yeah.
she's an albino turtle.
Yeah. So that's that's coming out. I don't even know if I have a date. It's issue 127. So there you go. Tom Taylor has announced Deceased 3. He's pushing it as the final one, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
I love that book. It's a fantastic series. Definitely pick it up. It's basically DC
Marvel zombies.
Yeah, DC Marvel zombies. Fortnite is crossing over with Marvel again. This is for a big one. This is just kind of like the Batman one that DC did.
Mhm.
It's Christus Gage and Donald Mustard. Donald Mustard actually works at Fortnite, and Sergio Davila is doing the art.
Yeah,
Lionel
Donald-
Francis Yu cover here, which is
Donald Mustard's like either in charge of Epic or he's like one of the head guys at Epic.
yeah, he's one of like the head writers there, something like that, executive producer, something like that.
So who's that on the front right of the cover? Is that a
That's
comic
one of the
character?
characters, I think.
I
Is it
think
a
that's
Fortnite character?
I
or
think
a-
that is Jonesy, the one they
Yeah, I
call
think that's a
Jonesy.
Fortnite character.
Okay, so I don't feel bad about knowing who that is.
Yeah,
okay.
I think the front two are actually Fortnite characters.
I'm not sure about the redheaded woman. That might be.
Oh, I
actually
assumed that was Black Widow, but
No,
I
I
don't know.
think
But the
she's
guy-
a character in the game.
No, I don't recall that one in the game, but the guy
Wow.
that is with them in the white and orange, that looks like a comic book version of Jonesy,
Yeah.
and
So
he's
this is
pretty
this-
central to the story.
Yeah, this is going to have the redeemable codes to unlock digital shit, obviously. That's going to be June 2022.
Well, I
easy-
mean,
biggest selling book of the month.
yeah,
just-
I was about to
just
say,
in
if it's like the
time-
other Fortnite tie-ins, this is gonna be flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Just
there
in
were
time
people-
for the next season.
Yes, right. I'll never forget waiting outside the comic shop, and there's like 3 kids just waiting to go in, and they're like just hanging out, you know. And I'm like, "Oh, what are y'all here for?" "Oh, we're here for the Batman Fortnite." I'm like, "Oh, all right." So then I'm talking to them. Well, you should pick this up. You should pick that up. They didn't, of course, but fuck them. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Well, the
That was
DC's
almost a wholesome story.
DC's actually had like at least 2 crossovers with Fortnite.
Yeah,
and
the
one
Batman
entire
and-
Batman, and then the Batman Fortnite Foundation, which is the follow up to that.
What was the Batman thing called? Like Zero something?
yeah,
Zero-
Snake Eyes was in that shit. No,
Yeah,
well, yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah,
dude.
well,
okay, whatever.
Snake
I
Eyes
mean,
is in Fortnite.
this is where I can join you two and being an out of touch
I'm
old
so
person. Yeah, who
old.
doesn't care about
Dave plays
Fortnite.
the fuck out
Well,
of Fortnite.
I play
Okay,
the
David
hell
plays
out-
Fortnite. Whatever.
I play the hell out of Fortnite. They had a whole season where it was just nothing but Marvel.
yeah,
Okay.
I watched that season finale with the Galactus fight. It was wonderful.
that was that season.
I have watched a few playthroughs of Fortnite, but that's about it. I couldn't tell you anything about it. And David, don't tell me anything about it. That wasn't me asking.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
New book from DC, ripping off Marvel, obviously. DC Mech. It's low-hanging fruit, though. It's
Man, at least this time they might be able to make a fucking Voltron like the fucking Marvel thing.
You know they're going to give that.
It's not going to happen.
That was the biggest disappointment to me of comics.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah. At the end of World War II, Earth is invaded by giant mechanized parademons from Apocalypse. The planets, this is like Elseworlds, obviously. The planet's protectors, the Justice Society, were devastated. The age of the superheroes came to an end, and the era of the mech began. In the ensuing years, the world has stockpiled colossal battle suits piloted by elite warriors, waiting for the day Apocalypse returns. But when Kal-El, last son of a dying world, crash lands in Metropolis with his own war suit, he'll face down two of the Earth's greatest mech fighters, the Flash and Batman.
So Pacific Rim with DC characters.
Exactly.
Is the Flash's mech here? Is it going to be able to like move at like supersonic speeds here? Because that's kind of difficult for me to picture, honestly.
I mean, how fast would a mech go? It's going to be like 1hund20 miles an hour. It's not going to be that fast.
They're not.
Yeah. So that seems weird to me.
If we apply BattleTech physics to this, they're not going to go super fast.
Yeah.
Even if it did, that would be like devastating for something that big to be moving that fast. Oh, right. I do not like the way they drew Superman's face.
I hate it. I detest this so much.
Remember when Superman was an energy being?
I don't want to know that.
Yeah, when he was like blue Superman or whatever.
I don't.
Blue and red.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to drop July 26th, 6 issues, and it's Kenny Porter writing it and Baldemar Rivas doing the art.
Well, I like the way they did the Dark Side mech. I like the design for that. The Superman mech is okay. I hate that depiction of Superman.
It looks like an Iron Giant.
I turned it off. I threw it away. Moving on. I'm skipping that. Miles Morales and Moon Girl #1 has been announced. This is basically the start of a new solo series, not the series that was, teased months and months ago now. This is from Mohali Mashigo, and Iguara is doing the art. This comes out June 1st. There's a dope Peach Momoko cover. Man, I love that cover.
Oh, man, yeah, I love the reflection of Devil Dinosaur's eye in her glasses there. That's great.
It's perfect.
Cool.
But this is a series of one-shots, and they're just going to be team-ups with this child and her dinosaur. We're going to see Avengers, X-Men, all kinds of folks just teaming up in the first one.
So it's like the next issue going to be like Wolverine and Moon Girl or whoever they use. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's a cool idea.
Moon Girl.
It is.
It's a good way for them to up the character's profile and, building up to that show that's coming out.
Yeah, and again, there was a solo series, at least a miniseries, announced, teased. The writer on it was like all top secret, classified. Shh, don't tell nobody.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't know. And I think the show she's getting is animated anyway.
So. I read the first arc of the Moon Girl introduction. I liked it a lot, and I probably should go back and try to catch up on what I missed after that. But
she's cool, man.
She's
a cool character, awesome in Dark Ages, dude. All grown up. She's awesome. Anyway, moving on. Aquaman and the Flash Void Song was announced. This is a new miniseries starring these two jokers. It launches June 21st. It's Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, Vasco Georgiev, and Rain Barreto. So, yeah, I guess there's this hum that comes from aliens in space and they take over everybody. But Aquaman was at the bottom of the ocean. Flash was in the Speed Force. So they come back from those places and they're the only ones who are not affected.
Okay. Well,
the only reason I bring this up is because I am sick and tired of Aquaman being cool. All right, just fucking stop.
Aquaman's getting all these team ups. They had the thing with him and Green Arrow. I don't know if that's wrapped up yet, but
I think it's got one issue left.
Deep Targets was that
up this week? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Gomer, we live in a world where Jason Momoa plays Aquaman. Well, that Aquaman movie was, I think, the best performing DC movie they've done so far.
It was fantastic.
It was pretty good.
And
so yeah, Aquaman is the headliner nowadays, and just
wow, how far we've come.
Yeah.
Aquaman was actually okay, but not because of him. Black Manta was the one.
I mean, for that matter, like the Aquaman movie was just okay, but it was at least fun, unlike most of the other DC movies.
Al Ewing and Tom. I mean, we're almost done. Al Ewing and Tom Riley are teaming up for a new Ant-Man book, and this is pretty cool, right? It's gonna go through the generations. Each issue will focus on a different Ant-Man. Hank Pym, Eric O'Grady, Scott Lang, and a brand new Ant-Man who's going to connect them all together, face off against a threat only they can hope to defeat. So it's a 4-issue miniseries, June, July, August, September. I love these covers, these sort of matching covers here.
Yeah, I love the way that they designed it, right? Where you can like see that they each have a very distinctive looking helmet. The costume has changed a lot between the different iterations. And yeah, it's I think this will look pretty cool.
I think so too. I'm happy Irredeemable Ant-Man is getting some goings on. He's my favorite.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still around. I think he's still around. It's comics, of course he is.
I mean, even if he's dead, he can come back. But
yeah, no, I think
that's the rules in comic books.
Yeah, and it's Al Ewing, so.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, couldn't ask for a better writer.
And I love this idea. Think about this. He could, after Hulk, he can choose whatever the hell he wants at Marvel. And he's choosing Ant-Man?
Yeah, he is
this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's in a name your project type of situation.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm stoked. And we're going to end on some bad news. You guys probably read it this week. Human Target came out after issue number 6. I think this week was issue number 5.
Correct.
After issue number 6, the book will take a 5-month break.
And come back as another miniseries.
And then come back with issue number 7, September 20th. So we just have to wait a little bit longer to solve the mystery. This is the cover to book 6. This is the variant to book 6, which, that's beautiful.
It is a real pity, but, I mean...
Get it right.
If this is how long we need for, like, Greg Smallwood to draw it, or for Tom King to not do a terrible job writing it, then, yeah, sure. That's better than it being bad, I
don't blame Tom King on this. Tom King knows how to keep a book going. I know he's a busy guy. I would blame Smallwood, but it's not really a blame. Take your time.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Smallwood's art is fantastic, and it's a perfect fit for this book. And if the choice is between, wait or use a different artist, you wait.
Exactly. So that's all I got. There was some other stuff. They announced some other books, but we'll talk about those later. That was a lot, dude.
It was.
Anyway, all the good stuff anyway. Let's talk about food.
Yummy.
All right, sticking with our trend here, we got one nasty one and one good one. Peeps are nasty. They have this new customizable Peeps thing that you can get coming out Easter 2022. You pay more and you pick your color of Peep, right? So you pick your Peep color.
Okay.
And then you get your preferred dip. Either a milk chocolate, a dark chocolate, or a white chocolate. And they dip your Peeps into this chocolate. And then they dip that chocolate dipped Peep into some candy. Like confetti sprinkles or...
Oh, my blood sugar is already spiking.
I mean, this description is giving me diabetes.
It's nasty. Peeps are nasty, y'all.
Peeps are a disgusting food.
They are.
But if you must have them, this seems like a decent way to do it, I suppose.
I think it's kind of lazy. It ain't that hard to do exactly what they're talking about doing.
Oh, yeah.
Melt some chocolate yourself.
Melt some chocolate, get some candy sprinkles.
You got a microwave, you got a pot that has water. I mean, just do it. That's disgusting. It's nasty. Now for the fun one. Pepsi has unveiled
Nitro
Pepsi.
Nitro.
Get the NOS.
It's a bit of a tenuous Dom pull on that one, Gomer.
I don't know what the hell this is. Nitro Pepsi.
Okay, so it says nitrogen infused cola. What the hell does that mean? I assume they said like coffee in it or something. But what is this?
They are replacing the carbonation with nitrogen.
Yeah, instead of carbon dioxide, they're going to use nitrogen.
Is
that safe? I guess it must be.
There are already drinks out on the market that do this. As a matter of fact, I do think there was a Starbucks drink that did this too.
Isn't laughing gas nitrogen? Isn't that nitrogen?
It's nitrous oxide.
So that's what we're drinking, right?
So, like,
I
at
don't know.
Starbucks, when they sell you, like, the quote-unquote nitro, is that what they're talking about with this?
I'm not sure. I just know that there
I
was a
have all this
nitrogen
stuff written down,
infused.
but it still doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
I know that there was an energy drink a while back, and I think it was like from the Monster line that had a nitrogen infused carbonation to it.
Really, what they're saying here is the nitrogen gives it a lot more foamy frothiness, right? Like it's actually got this little thing in it. Like you crack the can and it's got like a little not a stopper, but something that kind of stirs it a little bit as
So
you're
like a
pouring it.
Japanese soda bottle.
Yeah, it has like a
Okay.
little like piece there or something that sort of makes it more bubbly. You can start getting this shit March 28th and pre-order at Walmart starting this week.
The most enticing thing to me about this is the vanilla flavored Pepsi, because vanilla flavored cola is really good, I think.
Oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
cream soda, and that's basically what vanilla is.
Like vanilla Coke, you kind of have to like go to a gas station to find it nowadays, but that's some good shit.
Yeah.
So there you go. Not too bad this week, but not too great either. So,
You've had worse.
Yeah, but it's a pretty like middling
It's
in
mellow.
terms of it wasn't super gross or super awesome. So
I
kind
gotta
of
up my game. Up my game.
no, it's fine. I mean, as long I'd rather not go to the extremes of gross if the trade off is we
I'm
can't
gonna
go to
do
the
it.
extremes of awesome
I'm
either.
gonna make it even grosser next week.
Damn it.
We were gonna do a moment of destruction, but again, I don't know where Adam is. I really
Just
miss
you
that
got to
guy.
pull that
like
trigger,
this.
man. Just go ahead and get to
I
it.
like
Miss
this
him.
particular Megatron. I think it's
So this is
cool.
a Megatron. This all right. First of all, they had a huge thing, a lot of different like Joe stuff on the 40th anniversary, even though it's closer to the 80th anniversary. It's like we're living in the Matrix. But they showed off a bunch of retro shit that was cool. The classified stuff. Oh my gosh. They showed off a bazooka. That's probably going to be a Walmart or Target exclusive. They did show off a Crimson Guard Commander. No, it was bazooka. No, not with Alpine.
Oh,
That's what I'm
darn.
waiting on. This was actually
Bazooka, Alpine, and Quick Kick. Come on.
Yeah, those
Give
I
us that
definitely want a
trio.
quick kick. I definitely want a quick kick. But no, the bazooka was Tiger Force bazooka.
Oh, so it's not the good bazooka.
Yeah, it's not the good bazooka, even though there's really no difference between. And they didn't show off any of the attachments either. None of his weapons, none of the shit he's coming with. But Tiger Force is kind of lame because they're very special edition. They're usually store exclusives, and I hate them. They also showed off a Crimson Guard, but the ones that they have for pre-sale already is a 3-pack of Cobra Vipers. I should have had pictures of these because they were awesome.
Cobra Vipers are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Now,
pretty
is this
cool. Even
Crimson
though they
Guard,
look like they're just motorcycle, like they're riding motorcycles.
is this
That's really how
Cobra?
they
This
look
Crimson Guard, is it Python Patrol?
no, I
Good.
don't think so. But they did also show off the Crimson Guard Commanders, Tomax, and Zaymont.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Are
that
they
was
going to be in a
cool.
2-pack?
No, they are not.
Not?
In the two-pack. I know, just a lost opportunity. But I don't want them. I was never a fan of Tomax's Zaymont or the Crimson Guards. Never a fan of that shit. But they did show off a Stalker, a G.I. Joe classified Sergeant Stalker.
Really?
And he's awesome. He is awesome, dude. You need to go and look him up and check him out. I am pre-ordering him probably next week.
Well, we didn't even.
I got like
touch
9
on this
G.I. Joes on the
Megatron.
way. Oh yeah, this is this is not classified size. This is not 3 or 6 inch figure size. This is more of the 3 3/4 inch. This comes with a 3 3/4 inch Baroness, and it is a Megatron who changes into a Hiss tank, the iconic tank that Cobra, has used. That 3-wheeled tread is very, timeless and
The
everything.
Hiss,
But
the
it's a
heavy
pretty cool
infantry.
figure. I don't collect the 3.75 inch figures. I definitely don't collect Megatrons.
I would get this one actually.
And I don't collect vehicles, especially that size.
They are missing an opportunity here to give us the Generation 2 Megatron as this in those colors.
Oh, I mean, they'd be all right to do that, but you see what this is. This is the same sort of crossover that they did, and I've got the toys right up here.
Yeah.
With the G.I. Joe or the Transformers Ghostbusters, Transformers Back to the Future. They also did a Transformers X-Men where the Blackbird, changed into a robot. So I understand, why they're doing this.
There's a lot of crossovers with Transformers and other Hasbro.
Well, it's
properties.
Hasbro too. It's they all have these licenses to one extent or
But
another. Hasbro has lines of Back to the Future and Ghostbusters figures.
They are missing an opportunity to give us a Rattler, Star Scream, or a Night Raven Star
if
Scream.
They would do that. I'm sure there's a market for that.
And they are missing an opportunity to give us a Decepticon as a Cobra Stun.
They could do all that. They really could. I'm okay with it. I am not getting it though.
I might actually get this.
You should look into it, man. It's pretty expensive. I think it's going for $70, $60, something like that. But yeah, it's awesome.
When is this expected to come out?
It's on pre-order now. It's coming out. I don't remember. It's on pre-order now, though.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah, you can pre-order it now. So yeah, I had a bunch. Man, I wish I had all the pictures of the damn.
I did look up that Stalker.
Shit. He's awesome, dude.
He looks scary.
He's
got a scary looking face. That's how I should put it.
Yeah. I got so many G.I. Joe figures on pre-order though right now. I literally have like 9 figures on pre-order.
I would get most of the Cobra stuff because all the Cobra stuff is cool and you can buy it.
I don't like Tomex's Amot though. Anyway, let's get top 3. Taylor's just kind of like falling asleep. Oh, what? You can go first.
Taylor, you're up. You're up, Taylor.
All right, I'm on it. Just I guess like one honorable mention this week. I enjoyed Blue and Gold number 6, I think it was. Yeah. Not much to this one. It was really more of a Rip Hunter.
I love Rip Hunter.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
So,
I want to see a book, just a Rip Hunter book.
I enjoyed like his time travel shenanigans on this one. So yeah,
he's fun.
This is consistently a lot of fun. I can't believe Blue Beetle was about to kill Booster. He wasn't the one who was mind controlled.
Yeah, dude, I mean, that's going to come back to haunt him in this book. They're going to talk about that in the next issue. But it was a fun moment. It was not fun, but it was like, whoa, it was fun to read.
I did like him kind of like playing with tropes a little bit. It's like, okay, you're going to have a heartfelt moment and come to your senses now. Mm-hmm. Now.
No, that only works in TV and comics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Waka waka. But for my number 3 this week, I will do the X Deaths of Wolverine number 3.
That is also my number 3.
Where do I have that? I gave that an honorable mention.
It was probably the weakest of the X Deaths so far, mostly because we did not get as much of Moira being just a total boss in this one. This was mostly her. She hitchhiked on a helicopter, which is pretty tame compared to what she's been doing in the last few issues. But we also got some really cool Terminator Wolverine. And it looks like he's not like mind controlled like we thought he was, because he did have a pretty cool moment with his family here. And yeah, he actually has a pretty heartfelt moment. It's like, oh, I know how all of you die,
He's there to kick Moira's ass.
Apparently, yeah, because
she is figured out.
Yeah, she is getting up to some shit. She is in fact the bad guy here.
She is the reason why the mutants are dead.
Spoiler alert! Wow. What a plot twist. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid plot twist. We've been in Moira's camp so far, I would say, but
I have.
Now, like at this one, it's like, oh well, maybe Mystique should have gotten her.
Yep. Maybe she'll accidentally save all of them. Save the mutants.
Who knows?
It's wild, dude. I love how they're still dealing with this time travel shit.
It's very intriguing
what Moira was doing.
Yeah, I mean,
very fun.
That can be tricky to get right, and I think they're doing a good job with it. So number 3.
The one little note here is like she, at one point, finds this like technologist guy, this entrepreneur who's a futurist basically, and tells him everything he needs to know for him to go along with her plan. And we're really not quite sure what it is. Looks like she's going to put her consciousness into a robot, and she may have done that according to the
she is she's talking about like being her 11th life, so it's probably something like that. Yeah
But at one point she's talking about, when he doubts me, all I have to do is tell him, if they're trying to kill me, then I do it. And it's like, man, that's the weirdest fucking mindfuck paradox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the bad guys are still trying to get me, then from the future, then I do eventually win. So just keep working. And it's like, wow, it's logic, solid, sound logic.
It is, yeah. Like that. It's a it's a good way to kind of incorporate like time travel bullshit into like the proceedings here.
It was very well done. I guess I'll go. X Deaths was great. I wanted to put in a vote for Dark Ages as a honorable mention. Just another solid issue. This one was a little bit more filler for a series that's over in the next issue. But it did bring in like a Carnage / Venom possessed Miles Morales, which was really fun. It introduced Deadpool and his awesome gang of idiots in a bus. Deadpool bus for the win. I love it. The Deadmobile, whatever the hell he called it, was just fucking awesome. But
it was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure Dave has this on his list too. Step by Bloody Step.
It is in my
1.
top 3.
Simon Spurrier, Matthias Lopez, Matthias Bergara. This was a silent issue. Basically, this is the gist of it. A girl wakes. She has no memories, no name, no language, and literally nothing. She has no clothes. She has clothes by the end of the issue.
Yeah.
All she has is a giant. And there's no words, dude. And it's shit like this throughout the whole book.
It is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I will say that much right now.
Like they're building a world with no words. And it's a masterpiece. I mean, it's only the first issue. There's no real narrative. The only real plot is exactly what you hear in the solicit. But man, it's so fun getting there. I don't even know what this is supposed to mean. It's like her sister, her mom,
a relative,
is the giant. What is it? Her from the future?
We don't know.
Oh, it's wild though, isn't it?
But obviously there's time passing in this issue.
Oh yeah, the girl is younger and gets older, and they're traveling, and they go from what appears to be the mountains with the snow into a sort of like fielded area with other animals, wolves and shit, and yeah, it's wild, dude. It was a whole lot of fun. Dave, honorable mentions and number 3. That must have been your number 1. You're being too coy.
What was your? I thought you were still doing your honorable mention.
No, that was my number 3.
That was your number 3. Oh,
yeah, Step by Bloody Step. My number 3.
All right, Step by Bloody Step was your number 3. I thought you were just doing an honorable mention. All right,
no, just one honorable mention for me this week. Well, 2 with Deaths of Wolverine.
Alrighty, honorable mentions. King Jira, Hungry Like a Monster. Also, a silent issue with no storytelling. I think that most of the characters just talk in emojis.
Oh, fun.
But this Godzilla type monster is wrecking a city because he's hungry for pizza. And
oh my God, it sounds so stupid.
It's great artwork, but it's just this great storytelling through the art.
Cool.
Supermassive, the one-shot issue.
Right.
A lot going on in this issue. We get introduced to a couple more Radiants that will get their own series in the future, apparently, from the solicit in the back of the book.
Yeah. Deadly something deadly.
Is
the name of that book coming out.
Yeah. Heavy Metal Drummer.
I missed this one too.
Heavy Metal Drummer from Behemoth Comics. Essentially, this is They Live. Where aliens are taking over the earth, and the only way that the heavy metal drummer can see them is when he is like high.
Oh, awesome. I've read stories like that before. What was the book where you could only see the ghost if you got high? Remember that book?
Oh,
it was an image book. Anyway.
Dead Like Me or something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And my last honorable mention is going to be We Ride Titans #2. A lot of family drama going on in this book. A lot of just talking, training, and no real monster fights in this book yet.
I love the characters in this, though. It's still a solid issue. I think it's really going to ramp up next issue. But the dynamic between the members of the family in this is fantastic. The way the brother was calling his sister number 2. Oh, yeah. Man. Just twisting the dagger. Just so petty family nonsense. I loved it.
And my number 3 book for the week was The X Deaths of Wolverine.
Cool. Good choice.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Just
and I love the Wolverine family hanging out. That was so cool.
Still doesn't explain the phalanx other than it comes from the future, but okay.
Yeah, he probably got it because
I'm sure we'll get to that. But
how else are you gonna time travel and like that? Taylor, number 2.
My number 2 is Black Widow, number 15.
Awesome. Good.
I think it was number 15. Well, whatever.
It was 14.
My mistake. Number 14. We had the return of Casa Grande and the artwork, and we didn't get one of her big like montage spreads, but we still had a gorgeous, this page right here, where like they had like the standoff and the battle going on like across the double spread there. Gorgeous stuff. Yeah. This is always a feast for the eyes whenever Casa Grande is drawing it. I'm really enjoying the story. They've given her like a nemesis here, and he's okay, but
he's just all right.
Yeah, like
he's gonna murder his ass.
He's definitely like a big like they've really done a decent job selling him as like a big badass, like especially in that last issue. But he doesn't have much of a personality so far.
Yeah, I think he'll be dead. I think he'll be dead soon.
I think they'll milk this out longer the way that they're setting it up like this. If he's just here for like 2 issues in the present, I don't think they built him up for any good reason.
Unless he becomes popular and then fans want him back.
I don't think this guy's gonna be popular, bro. That's just me. He doesn't seem like he's all that. He's all right.
They've done a decent job selling him as a credible threat, though. So
sure.
It's for sure. It makes for a good story here.
Yeah. My favorite part of this book was when she's in and out of the ductwork. It was very cool. Very well done. Yeah. I'll go number 2, Robin number 11, Joshua Williamson and Gleb Melnikoff. Fun as usual. You know, they're just sort of wrapping up the island and everything, and the kids are, getting off of the island. Damien is leading them away after the big fight. But the reason that this book, Simone DeMeo cover, awesome, makes my list is because Damien gets his hands on a vial of Lazarus resin.
Ooh.
And he knows precisely what he's going to do with it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit is right, dude. My jaw hit the fucking floor. You could hear it slam on the table. I was like, oh, no. It makes sense in this book. For the first 4 or 5 issues, Damien was literally being visited by the ghost of Alfred. It was in his own imagination, but he was so hung up on it. It was almost like a psychosis.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Tom King's run, he does blame himself for what happened to Alfred because he got caught sneaking in, and then they killed Alfred in front of him because, fuck you, Damien.
Yeah.
That's what you get for sneaking out, you little shit.
That's basically what you get. Your curiosity killed the Robin. Anyway, my jaw hit the floor when I saw that, and I was like, oh, what a great way to do it. So we'll see what happens the next issue. The next issue is must read. Alfred's coming back. Okay. We still don't know if he's going to do it. He'll probably meet one of his brothers or his dad, and they'll be like, oh no, son, no, Damien, don't do it. Especially
if they were going to do it, they wouldn't tease it like this.
I mean, they've been having Alfred as a character kind of in this book, at least the ghost of Alfred or Damien.
I mean, okay, so inevitably Alfred is going to eventually come back.
Sure.
But I don't think they set it up as like a stinger here if this was how they were going to do it.
I don't know. This should be making a lot more news, this book. Everybody should be talking.
Well, yeah, it's a sleeper hit in general too.
Yeah. I mean, what does this mean for all of this? Will ripple through the rest of the Bat books, easily through Detective. Holy shit. And then, I mean, Bruce is going to be like, you're not, Alfred. He's going to hook him up to all kinds of shit to try to make sure it's him. What happens to his fortune that Dick inherited and is apparently just giving away to the poor people in shit Bloodhaven? I don't know. It's fun. It's very fun. My jaw hit the fucking floor, dude. I was so excited. So, number 2, Robin, number 11. Always a solid book, but that cliffhanger, pushed it into the top 3. Dave.
All right. My number 2 is Step by Bloody Step number 1.
Nice. I knew it.
Like you were saying, just a great book. Good foundation to it. Just artwork is told through this story where this giant is protecting this little girl. There's no word spoken in this book, but there's a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of fighting.
And this giant is constantly taking down these, and we don't, and like you showed that one panel with the helmet came off, we don't know anything about that. If that's like
her mom or her from the future
or our brother or another relative, we don't know. Yeah. But this book has a lot of heart.
It's got a lot of heart, a lot of emotion being pushed just through the art. Yeah, you're right.
Just a lot of storytelling, and we are seeing a lot of time passing through this book.
It's really fun, dude. I had way better time than I thought I was gonna have. I want to see more silent issues like this.
I think maybe they might all be silent issues.
No, I think this whole series is a silent issue.
But it's
I
great.
think it's only 3 issues actually.
But I'm looking forward to issue 2. I was thoroughly impressed with this book.
Me too. And that leaves us to number 1, Taylor.
My number 1 was The Human Target number 5. This book is consistently a lot of fun. I like the noir element to it. I like the mystery unfolding. And this one was told in a pretty interesting way. It's the one where he's dealing with the Martian Manhunter, which means that he's doing psychic bullshit throughout the entire issue. I don't know if that makes sense that, like, well, I'll just let you read my whole mind so I can read your whole mind. I don't know that that's how psychic stuff would work. But I like the way that they tell the story here. I like how they kind of string us along. I like how they kind of tell us a lot of things in disjointed sequence. And when it's self-contained like this, I don't mind that. If I can get to the end of the issue and it's like, oh, that's what was happening, I think that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So, yeah, this was consistently fun. That Greg Smallwood art is always a treat. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this series, and I don't look forward to there being a hiatus, but it'll be worth the wait if they're all like this.
I need to catch up. I read the first issue and it was good, but I need to pick it back up and finish it off. Dave, you read this?
I did not pick this book up because it was not in the shop.
Oh, I thought you pulled it. I thought you had it.
I asked for it and it didn't happen.
Oh, that sucks.
I know.
Anyway, good book. Yeah, I need to catch up. The hiatus will give me some time, to catch up on it. Me, number 1, Ghost Rider number 1, Ben Percy, Corey Smith. Just a solid debut issue. It's more of a one-shot story about why Johnny Blaze hasn't had a story and been like the Ghost Rider. Demons have gotten over him, made him think that he's living the family life in small town America.
Like that G.I. Joe episode with Shipwreck.
It's kind of like that, dude.
Yeah, it's like
really
the demons want him to stay and be happy, and they're doing a whole lot to make him happy. But
yeah,
he's Johnny Blaze.
And there's all this subtle shit going on because like he's not taking his medication. So he's starting to see through this veil that the demons have put over his reality. And like there's a pig painting on the wall. At the beginning, it's just a normal pig, but then in the middle, the pig is like bleeding, and then by the end, the pig's all strung up and like gutted.
Oh yeah, there's that.
And it's like that for a lot of it's a lot of gore.
There's a lot of elements of like Cronenberg in there.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot going on in this book, but I mean, by the end,
we get
Johnny
Ghost
Blaze
Rider.
Is just like, all right, I'm pissed. Who the hell's been fucking with me? And you can tell he's going to be going on some revenge. There's also this little sub story going on that I'm sure is going to connect. It introduces a brand new character, a government agent who is in charge of investigating paranormal.
She hunts monsters.
She hunts monsters. So yeah, good writing by Ben Percy, obviously. Terrific art from Corey Smith. Just he and Percy really had to work together to get all of these little subtle notes of gore, and because it was kind of a mystery. You weren't really sure what was going on, but it was like, man, what the hell is going on? And also good on Ben Percy not to take this story, which was told in a single issue, and stretch it out over an entire arc. Because he very well could have. He could have decompressed the hell out of this, really felt some emotion and connection between this made-up family. I mean, Taylor, you're reading Black Widow. That was like the first 3 or 4 issues of Black Widow.
Yeah,
remember?
That was the opening arc.
Yeah, so this is basically that same story, just with a whole lot more horror.
Very condensed.
I might have to circle back and give this another look then.
Yeah, it was really solid. It was an extra big debut issue, but yeah, it was really, really solid. I had a fun time with this, and I'm a big Ghost Rider fan. I mean, who's not? And Johnny Blaze is my Ghost Rider. He just is. I like Robbie probably a little bit more. But it's probably why it's probably because we haven't had a Johnny Blaze story in so.
I mean, Robbie's cool, and like I like what they're doing with him in Avengers right now, but it's one of those things where like Johnny Blaze is the Ghost Rider.
The Ghost Rider. I don't know, man.
I'm a fan of Danny Ketch.
Exactly. I get in some of these groups and they're like, "Oh fuck no, Danny Ketch," and they're right. Danny Ketch did all of the cool shit that Johnny Blaze is known for first. The chains, the bike. He did all that shit first.
I mean, that's all well and good, but when you ask like a random person who's Ghost Rider, the majority of them are going to say Johnny.
You're right. You're right. It's
Nicolas
almost
Cage.
not fair, but hey, fuck them. There's like 3 Wolverines now too, so I'm happy with that as well.
Always.
So yeah, number 1 Ghost Rider, number 1. And is that you, Dave?
That's
finishing
me.
us up.
Alrighty. It's a surprise pick.
No.
Orphan and the 5 Beasts, number 4.
Oh, see, I didn't even see this. I totally forgot this damn book existed.
Okay, this is going to be the last issue in the series, but holy shit, this is one final great issue.
Does he get all the rest of the beasts?
Yeah, does he fight?
No. These 4 issues, he's only fought, or she's only fought 2 beasts. The orphan has only fought 2 of the beasts.
Yeah,
but the first beast is this giant that can kill horses with his thighs, and this second beast is basically, he was apparently the master's best student out of these 5, and he went on to, like, after they defeated the Bandit King, he went on to basically experience different things and found out that he tasted really good and became possessed by a demon and started cutting himself up and feeding it to people in his own restaurant. He was supplying his
you
own
mentioned
meat.
this. That's where we are now, or was this issue?
That's where the last issue left off. This
Yeah.
issue is basically the fight between the orphan and this guy who has been called Chopper Tang,
Who feeds himself to people?
who cuts off his own strips of flesh, cooks it, and supplies the restaurant he works at with this meat. And this meat is so addictive for people.
Like Slurm.
Yes, but oh my gosh, he like chops off his own arms and starts growing more arms, and by the end of it, he has 8 arms. He's fighting the orphan, and it's just this battle in this restaurant.
That's so dumb,
and it's crazy, insane, and how the orphan ends up killing this guy is so fitting. She batters him and coats him in breadcrumbs and boils him alive. And at the end of it, he sticks a hand out of the big old kettle, grabs a pinch of salt, and just salts himself.
Oh, no way.
Oh, my gosh.
Is this Steve Scroce?
James Stokey.
Oh, James Stokey. That's right.
It's fantastic artwork. Just great. And I'm sad that this series is coming to an end.
Well, there's going to be a sequel. There's got to be. He only
I hope
like
there
2 of the beasts.
I hope there is a sequel, but right now this is the final issue of this series so far, and I am loving this series, and I'm sad that it's over.
I'm going back and reading this as soon as we end this. So awesome! Those are our picks. Great books. Thanks for choosing those books. Thanks everybody for listening. Keep coming back. Bullies are coming up later on tonight. They've got a show. I'm pretty sure they're doing a show tonight. So. We're doing another show tomorrow. It looks like it's just going to be me and T. That's fine.
Hold that shit down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I have to work.
Oh,
we know, David. It doesn't make it any better, but we know.
Coming out this week. For links on all that shit, all of our social media, all our merch sites, everything like that, go to outrightgeekery.com. We have links there to just about everything that we've got going on, including Patreon, including merch, just everything. So, we got all kinds of shit going on throughout the week. Keep coming back. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out, but most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always
glad to do it.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek.
You cut him off, you piece of shit.
I know, I didn't mean to.
You asshole.
I'm sorry, Dave.
It's all right.
My bad.